Lots happening for the Toronto Marlies, and not just because of the big trade. Day before, they lose 3 players as they're called up to the Toronto Maple Leafs. That's Rich Clune, Mark Arcabello, and Josh Levo. And then the next day, they find themselves down 3 more players in Matt Fratton, Ryan Rupert, and Casey Bailey. That can be tough to put a practice plan together, as 6 players in 48 hours is tough even by American Hockey League standard.
Today in particular was a challenge. Obviously, we knew the players we lost yesterday, but we had a plan today that needed to be adjusted, and we needed some patience from the players and everything with everything going on. We had to fix our schedule and cancel some meetings and adjust the practice plan and lines and everything like that. But it's part of the business, and you know, all things considered, once we did hit the ice, I was happy with the effort, and you know, guys were engaged.
Looking at 2 of the players that the Marlies have seen this year, and your thoughts, whether they land here or not, is up for debate, I suppose. But Greening and Lindberg, both players that the Marlies have seen. Your thoughts on those 2?
Yeah, we've seen a lot of Greening this year. You know, he's an NHL experienced guy. He's a big, strong guy. Has a lot to handle. Does a lot of things really well. And in the times we played against him, we've had a hard time containing him. So he's a good piece for the organization for sure. And Lindberg, you know, he was injured for a few of the games, at least we played against Binghamton this year. Saw him recently, but more familiar with him really this time spent in the OHL, obviously winning Memorial Cup with Oshawa last year. I thought he was a tremendous OHL player and a big part of their championship team. I thought he was dominant for Ottawa at the rookie tournament this year, early before the season had started. So I think he's a really good prospect, and you know, we'll expect to have him join us, and I think he'll be a big part of our team.
Andrew, a whole lot of movement here for the Toronto Marlies over the last 48 hours. 6 guys out of the lineup. How difficult is it to just cope with that kind of movement on the team?
Yeah, and I mean, it's part of the league, whether it's trades or injuries or recalls. It's something that, you know, teams are constantly dealing with at this level. So, you know, guys come in, they plug themselves in, and they have a job to do. So we got to move forward with who we have here right now. You
lose a leader, too, in Matt Fratton, a guy who was wearing an A. How difficult is that to replace, or is there a lot of guys in there that are leaders?
Yeah, you know, Frats is, I think he's might be the longest serving guy in that room. You know, he's a popular player, and he's you know, he's the leader in the room. So with saying that, we have guys who need to step up and, you know, assume that role, but he's a guy that we'll definitely miss around here.
The last time the Marlies saw Tobias Lindberg, he scored the game-winning goal in overtime as the Senators won 6-5 against the Marlies at the Ricoh Coliseum. 2 up for the Marlies this weekend, but a week of practice ahead. The St. John's Ice Caps on their mind on Saturday and Sunday.